Tom Aspinall has officially kicked off his latest training camp, and that's massive news for the entire heavyweight division. After months of speculation, uncertainty, and endless fan debates about when we'd see him back in action, the reigning champion has finally stepped into the grind of a full fight camp. This marks the first concrete step toward his long-awaited return to the Octagon. If you've been following the Tom Aspinall story over the past year, and let's be honest, most MMA fans have, because it's been one of the most talked about sagas in the sport, you'll know this is a significant moment. Aspinall hasn't fought since July 2024, which is a long layoff for any fighter, especially for someone holding the most prestigious belt in MMA, the UFC heavyweight title. The layoff wasn't due to a lack of willingness. The truth is, the situation surrounding his next fight has been a roller coaster. Initially, the MMA world was buzzing with the possibility of a blockbuster showdown between Aspinall and Jon Jones. Even the smallest hints from Jones that he might take the fight sent excitement levels through the roof. Fans were already envisioning a historic clash, a classic battle between the new king and the all-time great. But those hopes were crushed when Jones confirmed he wouldn't be stepping in to face Aspinall, instead announcing what he called a sort of retirement. And with that, the dream fight faded into the background. The UFC wasted no time moving forward. Soon after Jones's announcement, the promotion booked Aspinall to face one of the most technically gifted heavyweights on the planet, Ciryl Gane, on October 25th. That single announcement instantly reignited the hype. Many are already calling this matchup one of the most intriguing heavyweight clashes in years. Gane's elite striking, footwork, and fight IQ present a unique challenge, while Aspinall's explosive speed and all-around skill set make him a nightmare for anyone at heavyweight. This week, fans got their first real look at the champion's preparations. Aspinall's team posted a short training video on social media, showing him drilling techniques and pushing hard in the gym. It was a small glimpse, but enough to confirm that camp is in full swing. While this may mark the official start of his training camp, Aspinall has made it clear he hasn't been taking it easy during his time away. Speaking to the media, he explained, "We can expect an improved version of me. I've had a year to train, I've had a year to test my skills and improve, and I'm going to show everyone what that's all about." That's a dangerous statement coming from a champion who is already considered one of the most complete heavyweights in the game. When discussing how the fight might go, Aspinall remained confident yet measured. He didn't give away specifics, but his tone suggested a belief that the improvements he's made over the last year will be clear for everyone to see. Given the finishing ability of both men, most fans can't picture this one going the full 5 rounds. Away from the fight build-up, Aspinall even revealed he's in the process of getting a new neck tattoo, a personal touch that seems symbolic of this next chapter in his life and career. With his camp underway, the date set, and his focus locked in, all signs point to October 25th being a night to remember for fight fans worldwide. Speaking of champions and mutual respect, Jon Jones has recently responded to some heartfelt comments made about him by Khamzat Chimaev, and it's a rare, refreshing moment in MMA where two elite fighters exchange nothing but praise. Now, Chimaev is known for his ferocious fighting style, unshakable confidence, and willingness to call out anyone, anywhere, at any time. He's a competitor who thrives on intimidation, yet he's never shied away from giving credit where it's due. And when it comes to his list of all-time greats, Jon Jones stands right at the top. That's not to say Chimaev hasn't, at times, teased the idea of beating Jones in a potential matchup, because, well, that's just who Chimaev is. But despite such bold statements, both men have made it clear that there's genuine admiration for each other's accomplishments inside the Octagon. In fact, during a 2022 interview with the Chimaev and Henry Cejudo, Chimaev openly declared Jones as his all-time favorite MMA fighter. He didn't just name-drop, he went into detail about exactly why Jones has earned that position in his mind. When asked who he considered the greatest of all time, Chimaev didn't hesitate for a second. Jon Jones, of course. Nobody is like him. He beats a lot of guys, he beats the monsters, Chimaev said confidently. He then spoke about his own training with former light heavyweight contender Alexander Gustafsson, a man who had gone to war with Jones in one of the most famous fights in UFC history. "I know how good he is," Chimaev said of Gustafsson. "And if Jon Jones could stop that guy, it's scary. He beat not easy fighters, they were crazy good fighters. He had knockout power, and on the ground he was good. Everything was perfect." Chimaev also highlighted Jones's iconic victories over Daniel Cormier, noting Cormier's world-class wrestling, boxing skills, and relentless pace. He has the mentality to just pressure fighters and kill them, you know? And Jones stopped that guy as well, Chimaev continued. Wrapping up his thoughts, he added, "If Jones stays active, he has to be pound for pound number one." Fast forward to now, and Jon Jones has heard those words and responded in kind. In a recent interview, Jones expressed genuine gratitude for the praise coming from one of the sport's most dangerous rising stars. "I don't think he has any reason to toot my horn or even be humble," Jones said. "He doesn't have to be. Heavyweights fear him, and the fact that he has so much respect for me really means a lot. It says a lot about his character, his humility to compliment someone in such a huge way. I'm very grateful and honored." For fans, it's refreshing to see two fighters of this caliber speak so highly of each other without any trash talk, posturing, or build-up to a fight. In a sport often fueled by rivalries and heated exchanges, moments like this remind us that respect still runs deep among the very best. And whether or not these two ever share the Octagon, their mutual admiration has already left its mark on MMA history. Moving on to another big story, Matt Brown has weighed in on the possibility of Jon Jones returning to the Octagon. And according to him, Jones has a much better chance of coming back than Conor McGregor. Both Jones and McGregor have said they want to fight at the UFC's highly anticipated White House card next year. Reports suggest that both men have even returned to the UFC's testing pool, which is often the first step toward making a comeback. However, Brown remains skeptical, particularly about McGregor. The fact that both Jones and McGregor signaled interest in the event made headlines, not only because they're two of the biggest names in UFC history, but because most people had all but given up on seeing them compete again. Remember, Jones only recently announced his retirement, and McGregor has been talking more about politics than fighting. Add to that their ongoing appearances in the news for non-fight related incidents, and it's easy to see why fans might doubt their returns. When asked who he believed was more likely to actually fight again, Brown didn't hesitate. "My pick is there's a far greater chance we get Jon Jones fighting again." He said, "His whole retirement, was it really a retirement? He's playing the game. He's an interesting guy. He's a bit of a wild man. A wild card. So I don't know if that was really retirement." In contrast, Brown suggested that while McGregor never officially retired, his actions speak differently. "Conor never actually retired, but he's basically retired," Brown said. "I think the only chance of him actually coming back is if he's not self-aware. Jon Jones can do all this stuff and come in and beat Daniel Cormier. Conor McGregor, he's a special guy too, but he's not a Jon Jones special." Brown also brought up another important point: money. McGregor is believed to have significantly more wealth than Jones, which Brown thinks makes a return less likely. While Jones is certainly a multi-millionaire, one more big fight could boost his net worth substantially. For McGregor, another fight might be nothing more than a drop in the bucket financially. And when a fighter already has hundreds of millions in the bank, the motivation to risk stepping back into the cage can diminish quickly. So as it stands, Brown's view is clear: Jones fighting again is far more likely than McGregor, and the reasons range from competitive drive to financial incentive. Whether either man actually makes that walk again remains to be seen. But with the White House card looming on the horizon, the speculation isn't slowing down anytime soon. From Tom Aspinall's long-awaited return to training camp, to the mutual respect between Khamzat Chimaev and Jon Jones, to the ongoing debate over which superstar is more likely to step back into the cage, the MMA world continues to deliver stories that keep fans talking. The sport thrives on these narratives: the comebacks, the rivalries, the respect between warriors, and the billion-dollar moves that shape its future. And if history has taught us anything, it's that in MMA anything can happen.